Hey, this is Michelle coming to you with some kitchen inspiration. What do you do when you've been out all day and you forgot to defrost something for dinner? So you go in your pantry and you look around, you think, what can I make? So I found a package of Lomein noodles. Now I'm going to make Lomein. I'm kind of do it real quick. I have lots of fresh veggies because I did buy those. So I boiled some water in my 4-quart saucepan and I threw all the Lomein noodles in here. If you don't have regular Lomein, you can use spaghetti, so it's fine. It's not a big deal, but I usually do have them. And I have my everyday pan from my Brilliance cookware sitting on my stovetop here. It almost is shaped like a wok. It's got rounded edges. So I'm going to turn that on and I'm going to put some olive oil in it and let it heat up while I start getting my veggies ready. Okay, so olive oil in there. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, because I like to cook things in a certain order by how long they take to finish up. So this is the Rapid Prep Mandoline, and it all stores, as one piece like this. I'm going to pull it apart, open the leg, and slide that piece through, okay? And then you got to open the front door here and turn that and pop that open. So this is how you use it. So you got to put it all together. It only takes a few seconds. There we go. Now it's ready to be used. So first thing I'm going to do is I have a couple carrots here. Oops, I forgot to change my settings. So let me go to the back and change my settings because I'm going to julienne my carrots. I like my carrots cooked really small when I am doing Asian food. So the smaller the number, the smaller the size. So you have all these settings on the back. You have the French fry setting, you have the julienne setting, and then you have your potato chip or regular setting. Sorry, Alexa decided to talk to me in the background. It's kind of funny. Okay, I got that there. I'm gonna drop my carrots in here and grab my food pusher, and then I'm just going to go ahead and make my carrots nice and julienned so that they're going to cook pretty fast. That's the goal, is to have them cook pretty fast and thoroughly. I started doing them this way because my son is allergic to raw carrots, so we couldn't have big pieces. We had to have small pieces. Okay, so now you can see what they did. Nice small pieces, right? I'm going to drop them in the pan. While I'm over here, I'm stirring my Lomein, which cooks pretty fast. It feels like it's almost done. Okay. Carrots in there. And the next thing I'm going to do, I got to switch my setting here to, the potato setting, the potato chip type setting. Where I'm going to drop my onion in here. Flying food because I forgot to put the food holder in. And I just want to slice my onion real fast. Dropped my onion in a funny direction so it looks weird, but it'll taste fine. Alright, so I'm going to drop the onions in there next. Get my scraper this time. So they're working. So the carrots and onions are in the pan and they're working. Let me get this out of the way. Technically I can use it for the next thing, but I wanted to show you something else. So I decided to move it out of the way. So I'm grabbing some mushrooms, chop them here on the cutting board, grab my cup slicer, which is like 5 knives in one, and in literally 10 seconds, I got all my mushrooms sliced up and ready to go in the pan. So those are going in. What you do when you get to the bottom of this is you clip this piece on and then it pops all the mushrooms or strawberries or whatever right out of the blades. So you see that? Super easy, it goes right in the dishwasher. That's our cup slicer. All right, so those vegetables are starting to work. I got it on a high heat. And I got a couple other things to do here. So I've got some ginger which I keep in the freezer. I cut it in these like 1-inch size pieces, and then I put it in the Ziploc bag in the freezer. And so I've got that in here, over here, and then I'm gonna grab a couple cloves of garlic off of this head. And I'm just gonna give them a slice in half because I find you get a lot more out of them if you slice them in half. But you don't have to peel them. I forgot to get my garlic press out, so I'm doing that. So now I'm gonna take my garlic, just give it a good squeeze. See how much you get off of there? Use the little garlic tool that came with it. Open it up, grab your peel, throw it to the side, put a new one in, and you just keep repeating this till you finish all your garlic. We're also going to press the ginger through the garlic press. I don't know if you know that you can do that, but it's one of the things that the garlic press can do. Sometimes I chop my ginger with the food chopper, but I don't have the food chopper out, so might as well just press it with the garlic press. And press it right out the front there. You gotta eat a chopper, press your ginger, because if you don't, you have giant pieces in your food. And ginger is lovely in Asian dishes. It's not lovely if you have a giant piece in your mouth though, okay? It's just like garlic. You don't want giant pieces in your mouth, you want nice small pieces. And with the ginger, since I had already taken off the peel, just gonna kind of move it around and press it again to make sure that I got 90% of it out. It will leave some of the strings behind. Okay, so let me put my ginger and my garlic in the pan. Like I said, you want to do this at a kind of a high heat. I'm over here stirring. Sorry, my thing isn't working so great, but I'll show you in a minute. I'm gonna taste my noodles while I'm over here because they look done. They cooked really fast. I was worried about them not cooking fast, but look how done they look. Like, I think they're done. Yep, just about. They're very close. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make a sauce. And this isn't an exact science. Grabbed one of my 3-cup prep bowls. And my mini whisk, small whisk, okay, small stainless whisk. And I'm going to start with some soy sauce. Put in a couple tablespoons. Soy sauce is one of those things I measure because salt, right? So we're gonna start with a couple tablespoons of soy sauce. Then we're gonna use oyster sauce. Oyster sauce is a huge, important ingredient in Chinese cooking, okay? It makes the food taste good. It's also got a lot of salt, but it's also got a little sweetness to it. It doesn't have oysters in it. It's for going on oysters, okay? Then we're gonna take a little bit of gochujang, okay? Ground fresh chili paste. When you see it in recipes, a lot of times it says gochujang. I'm sure I'm not saying that correctly. I only use a little bit, like 1/8 of a teaspoon, just because I'm sensitive to heat, okay? If you're not sensitive to heat, you can use more. I'm stirring my garlic, onions, mushrooms, and carrots. I'm gonna give this a nice whisk. Now you're getting a lot of flavor from the garlic, the onion, and the ginger. But we want a little bit of extra flavor here, right? Because Lomein has that nice sauce on it. So let's taste this and see how it tastes. It needs sugar. I'll put a little bit of brown sugar in it. So the brown sugar, where is my brown sugar? Not where it belongs. Oh, sorry. Somebody used up the brown sugar. There we go. Okay. Brown sugar was not in the canister that it belongs in, so I had to go hunting. I'm sure that happens at your house too. I'm going to take about a teaspoon, put it in there, give this a good whisk. If you don't have brown sugar, you can use honey. but it was a little too salty for my taste, so that's why I added the brown sugar. Let's try it again. I think it needs a little bit more. Now the salt's going to go down on this a little because you're going to take the sauce and put it over the top of the noodles, so it's got to spread over all the noodles. All right, so I'm going to I have a bunch of broccoli over here, about a small head of broccoli that I cut up into bite-sized pieces, which I spilled all over the counter, but I'm going to add those to the pan. Now that the rest of my veggies are pretty good, I'll take you over there and show you. Turn my noodles off. All right, so this is what my onions are sweating nice. I'm going to get my my broccoli cooked a bit. You know, you want your broccoli a little bit crisp for Asian foods, right? This is technically Chinese food, but American Chinese food. So you want to get your broccoli in there cooked a little bit. I'm going to give you a tip for broccoli too. If you salt your broccoli, it makes it bright green when you cook it. It's interesting how that happens, but it brings up the color. So if you want your broccoli to look beautiful on the table, just add a little bit of salt when you're cooking, okay? All right, so I'm going to give that a minute or two. Then I'm going to stir in the sauce. Okay, so how are we going to get protein in this meal? Like I told you, we didn't do any defrosting, right? So we're going to, I had a can of chicken. I always have a couple of cans of chicken breasts in my closet. Started keeping these during COVID. Sometimes my husband grabs them and he makes chicken salad out of them. But I'm going to open this, drain it, and dump it in this pan, heat it up, and mix it with the lo mein, and it's going to be chicken vegetable lo mein. So that's it. Just wanted to share with you. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please, it is public. You can go ahead and hit share, and it will share to your news feed, and then your friends can get a quick, easy, last-minute recipe for themselves. Thanks so much. Have a great evening.